Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this matinee matchup between the Greenway Raiders and the Minnetonka Skippers, live from the Snake Pit. Today's game is presented by Minnesota Twist Drill, a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey. They wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead to have fun. The Rink Sports Grill in Evelyn offers casual family dining and a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu. The Rink Sports Grill offers 8 large screen TVs and 2 10-inch projection screens, so you never have to miss a minute of the game. The Rink Sports Grill offers large and small group seating with meeting areas available. Full menu, limited menu, or buffet, they can cater your event, party, or meeting. The Rink Sports Grill at 301 Hattrick Avenue in Evelyn, Minnesota. Check them out today. So we thank our two sponsors, Minnesota Twist Drill in Hibbing and the Rink Sports Grill in Evelyn, for their support of live streaming coverage here on Up North Hockey. So Minnetonka today is looking for their first win of the season. They're off to an 0-2 start. In their first game, they lost to Rosemount 5-2, and then of course, as seen on Up North Hockey, yesterday afternoon they defeated, or they got defeated by the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks in a thriller. In overtime, Joey Del Greco scoring that goal for the Thunderhawks. That was just a roller coaster of a game. Grand Rapids went up by 2, and then Minnetonka came back in that second period and scored 2 of their own. And Rapids took the lead back again in the third period, but then with 1 second left, Minnetonka scored to send the game to overtime, where later Grand Rapids ended up winning the game 4-3. So this is going to be a big test for Greenway here today. Minnetonka is always going to be tough. They have the depth, but you never know if they play them tough. It could be a great game, and they're going to have to. Their top lines are going to have to play quite a bit here today. But I think they have a good chance if they can have if Logan Ray can play some solid goaltending, and they put some pressure on Minnetonka. You never know what can happen in this game. So we'll be back for more coverage coming up here from the historic Hodgkins Berardo Arena here in Coleraine. We'll be back, everyone. Welcome back to Coleraine, everyone. Warm-ups are just getting done here between Greenway and Minnetonka. And joining me now is Randy. So, Randy, what do you expect in this game this afternoon?
Well, it's going to be an interesting game. Greenway coming in here with 1-0 on the year with a big victory over Virginia Mountain Iron Buell on Tuesday night. Minnetonka with a tough overtime loss to a very good Grand Rapids team yesterday. They're going to be probably hungry for a victory here today, so it should be an interesting game between these two teams here today.
Yeah, and Minnetonka is obviously going to be a tough team for Greenway. They have depth. They have three lines for forwards and three pairs of defense too. So they're all going to play, and Greenway is going to have to roll with two lines most of the game. So if they can, if they don't get tired, and if they can, contain their stamina, they should be okay here today. And we'll see. I mean, it could be an interesting game, like you said.
Yeah, those two lines for Greenway, certainly the top line is very solid. The second line is pretty good as well. So those two lines going here today definitely will be definitely the Raiders, I think, can play with Minnetonka. They just got to probably keep their shifts a little bit shorter here today, so they use that third line out there as well today in the game against this AA team. But they're decent. I mean, the first two lines are the number one line, certainly with Trombley on there, and very impressive first line as well, along with Jernander and Vekic. And then that second line is good too as well with Carlson, Donahue, and Thonis. So, and the defensive pairings, I think the defensive pairings for the Raiders do very well as well. So hopefully be ready to go here this afternoon against the Minnetonka Skippers.
Yeah, I think the backhead's the strength for this Greenway Raiders team. Obviously with a solid goaltender in Logan Wright. And then, their defense are good too. St. Cloud commit Christian Miller. We saw Brock Trebojevic have a good game against Virginia. Bodie Jorgensen, he's been pretty solid. And Derek Davidson's also stepping up. So that's the strength for Greenway, mixed in with some good forwards too. And like you said, Trombley, Jernander, and Vekic up front.
Yeah, Trombley, Vekic, certainly Jernander, all very good players, fun to watch. Trombley actually, having a special night on Tuesday night against the Blue Devils, getting 5 points in that game, 2 goals and 3 assists. That was a special night for him. And Jernander with the hat trick. So they needed a solid game from Logan Wright here, solid defensive effort, and then the forwards got to get in there and get the goals against the Skippers here today.
And a reminder, today's game is presented by the Rig Sports Grill in Eveleth and Minnesota Twist Grill in Hibbing. So the Zamboni is about to come out to resurface after warm-ups, and we'll be back coming up for starting lineups and the national anthem, and then the first puck drop here from Coleraine. Welcome back, everyone. The Zamboni is about halfway done here at the Snake Pit, getting ready for Minnetonka and Greenway boys high school hockey matchup. Some other high school hockey going on today. Of course, there's been a couple games that have been postponed due to weather. Most notably, East Grand Forks and St. Cloud Cathedral over in East Grand Forks. That game was postponed for today. But Cathedral did go up and play Warroad, and Warroad got a big victory over the Crusaders, 5-2. So Warroad's looking pretty good over in that Section 8A, and you know they could obviously compete with East Grand Forks there too. So some other games going on right now. St. Paul Johnson, the Dream State team's beating Thief River Falls 3-0 over at the Ralph. Little Falls defeated Crookston 7-3. Orono defeated Minneapolis 6-3. Wayzata's beating Duluth East down in Duluth 2-1. Delano over Breck 2-0 right now over in Delano. And that's about it. St. Thomas Academy and Blake, another game going on today. Hermantown was supposed to go down to Lakeville South and play Lakeville South, but that game has been postponed as well. So a couple postponements, but there's still a lot of hockey going on today on this Saturday. And right here we have Minnetonka and Greenway coming up. Starting lineups and the national anthem coming up momentarily here from Coleraine. We'll be back, everyone.
And the Raiders are taking the ice here at the Hotchkiss Barado Arena for afternoon matinee hockey. The Greenway Raiders versus the Minnetonka Skippers. Coming your way shortly. Of course, we thank you for joining us here this weekend. Busy weekend of hockey after Thanksgiving. 2 games yesterday and the game today. And next week we'll have a full slate of games as well for you. And don't forget to stay tuned to our Twitter and Instagram accounts as we'll post our schedule for next week. But tentatively, we're looking at International Falls and Hibbing Chisholm Friday night in Hibbing. And Thursday night, looking at a Cloquet trip back to Cloquet, the Northwoods Credit Union Arena. And Duluth Denfeld and Cloquet Thursday night. And we may be adding some more games as well. So please stay tuned to Instagram and Twitter for those game schedules. Both teams on the ice, ready for the starting lineups. Well, here we go, Blake. Any final thoughts before the opening draw here?
It's going to be a tough game for Greenway, I think, with Minnetonka's depth, but they just got to, add some pressure, and Logan Wright's going to have to play a good game today if they want to win this game today.
Yeah, certainly Minnetonka looking to bounce back here after a tough overtime loss yesterday. And against a very good Grand Rapids team, off to a 2-0 start with big victories over Benilde, St. Margaret's, and Minnetonka. Two quality opponents, two top opponents for the Thunderhawks, and they get a victory over there yesterday, just 8 miles down the road from Coleraine. And so here we go with final preparations being made by both teams as we get ready to go here this afternoon. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, the Rink Sports Grill in Eveleth and Minnesota Twist Drill, for their season-long commitment to Up North's hockey coverage of the 2019-2020 season. Thank you again for joining us this afternoon on a great day of hockey, on a weather-challenging day, but we are in a great place in the Hotchkiss Barado Arena. The Snake Pit is where we're at today. Lots of history in this arena. Lots of good teams have come through here. And it's fun to watch, and we're underway here. Afternoon hockey in Coleraine. The Raiders control it as Vekic gets it back to Travojevic. Sent around the corner by Miller, sends it back to center. Picked up by the Skippers. As behind it is Newhouse. He centers it, nobody home. Skippers will retreat at center. And sent back in by Zitzlaff. And Miller now has it behind the net. Miller gets it to Trombley. Up to Jernander. Jernander brings it out. Has it over to Vekic. Vekic through center ice for the first time today. Trombley in the corner to raise to get it. And the Skippers bringing it out. As Miller takes it in with a drive right on goaltender Logan Wright, his first save of the game. Nice little wrister there. Lacombe to take the draw against Carlson. And the Raiders control. Sent around by Bodie Jorgensen. Jorgensen now with the puck. Jorgensen gets it up to Thonis, who sends it in. And the Skippers recover. Bring it out to center is Lacombe. Trying to get it in. And now back the other way comes the Skippers as Henry with a drive run on goal. Takes a nice little shot towards goal. Goalie Logan Wright back on the point. Fired in. And blocked down. Another shot coming. That from Anderson. The Raiders come back the other way. As sent in by Davidson. Goaltender Shantz out to get it. As the Skippers come back here as Quinn dumps it in the corner. Picked up by Harris. Back to Quinn. Harris has it in the corner. And comes free as Vekic comes out with it. Vekic driving it through at center. And now controlled by the Skippers as Trombley recovers the puck. Trombley gets it. Sends it over to Donahue, who knocks it back in. As Miller knocks it out. Miller up to intercepted now by the Skippers and dumped in. It's Donahue back to get it here. Back behind the net is Lagerbach. Lagerbach back to the other side. There's a drive, goes through the crease. Sent in there by Kiffin. And now Trombley with it through center. Trombley has it as he's in on the offside.
Tonight's game is presented by Minnesota Twist Drill. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey, and they wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun.
Sorry, had the wrong goalie circled here. Anders Irene, the goaltender for the Skippers today. Apologize for that. Puck out of play here. As face off to the left side of Logan Wright. Carlson is taking a draw against Morgan. And controlled in the corner by the Skippers here. As loose puck fired around here. Now is Jorgensen trying to get it out. Jorgensen has it, tips it out to, trying to get it out to center here. Picked up now by Carlson, drives through. Carlson had Davidson in the middle for the Raiders. There's a drive on, Trebojevic sends it in the corner. And shot goes wide of the net there by Thonis. Here's Lacombe. Lacombe driving in. He's in offside. As Kiffin was a little bit ahead of that blue line. 12:50 left here in our first period of play. It's 0-0 between the Raiders and the Skippers. Is Jernander taking the draw against Lacombe. Lacombe wins the draw. And controlled backhander sent in by Bear. Now in the corner is Henry. Gets it back to the point. To Miller, sends it in. And a shot right on by Lacombe. Nice opportunity. 4 shots on goal for the Skippers here.
Today's game is presented by the Rink Sports Grill in Eveleth. They offer casual family dining and a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu.
As Miller sends it back in. Christian Miller back to get it for the Raiders. As Trombley gets it up to Jernander. Jernander has it through center. Jernander driving in. Shot right on. And Irene got a piece of that. Face off now coming to Irene's left. And Newhouse is going to get tossed out here. We'll redo it. And the Skippers have it. It's Conan trying to get to it, but Trombley picks it up. Shot on by Davidson. Loose puck in front. Raiders can't get to it. Great opportunity for the Raiders there if they had have capitalized. And now Anderson sends it out and out to center. Picked up by Newhouse, and he's in on offside there. So another face-off coming. Just outside the blue line here. High school hockey from Hotchkiss Barado Arena, the Snake Pit here in Coleraine is where we're at this afternoon. Thank you for coming along on the ride. As Jernander was out against Lacombe. The Skippers control and sent in. Kiffin gets it, knocks it back behind the net. Back to get his Trebojevic, sends it over to Jorgensen. And now the Skippers take it away here. As back to the back into the center ice. Miller gets it ahead. In the corner. Picked up by Streeter. Over on the other side, and a drive on goal by Zitzloff, who came in off the defensive point. And Kiffin with a drive on goal. Goes in the corner. Jernander controls and knocks it in. Kiffin all with it. As Kiffin keeps it in. No, he did not keep that in. So we get a whistle and another offside coming. .10:42 left here in the first period of play. No score. Minnetonka has a 7-2 advantage in shots on goal. As Harris wins the draw for the Skippers. As Quinn controls it. Quinn gets it over to Brink. Brink now with it. Brink back to the point. To Miller. Quinn behind the net here. Fired around by Newhouse. And there's a shot and a goal! This goal is going to be credited to number 24 is going to get the goal here for the Skippers. Nick Bear. And Harris on the second assist on that one. As the Skippers taking the early lead here. Now behind the net is Donahue. And this is intercepted as the Raiders get it back as Carlson drives it in. Carlson ridden off the play. Up to Lagerbach. Lagerbach sending it in. As Worms has it. Worms now with it. As Vekic gets it back. Vekic to Trombley. Trombley moving in. Has it to Jernander. Back to Vekic in front. Great chance for the Raiders again. There's a shot sent bang by Trebojevic. Jernander now moving with the puck. To Vekic. Trombley in there to help out. Jernander has it. Yes. Sent out by the Skippers here. We're going to get an icing here. Coming up.
Today's game is presented by Minnesota Twist Drill. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey, and they wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun.
As the Skippers come away with it here and sent in. Face-off coming. Lacombe taking a draw, or Lacombe taking a draw against Trombley here. Zitzloff has it. Zitzloff gets it to center ice. Trebojevic working for that loose puck. Behind the net now is Jorgensen moving with it. Jorgensen gets it at to Vekic. Back to Trebojevic. Trebojevic sends it ahead to Vekic. Vekic trying to drive in. He gets ridden off the play. Trebojevic now with it. Gets it to center. Trying to get it to Jernander as Trombley skates in. And knocked away by Kiffin. Trombley intercepts. Can't make a move there. As the Skippers come back as Kiffin sends it in. Henry in the corner. Along with Coopers, and there's a shot right on from Miller on the point. Nice little wrister.
Today's game is also They offer 8 large screen TVs, and 2 projection screens so you never have to miss a minute of the game. The Rink Sports Grill offers large and small group seating with meeting areas available. That's the Rink in Eveleth.
Yeah, sent in. The Donahue now with it, sends it in for the Raiders. Back to get his bear. Leaves it over for Miller. And the Raiders again send it back in here as Donahue sending the corner. The Skippers come back through center ice as Coopers comes in. A shot right on. Rebound was covered up by Logan Wright. And a face-off coming to his left. 7:08 left here in our period number 1. The Skippers have the early lead here, 1-0. And Trebojevic had it for a moment. Picked up by the Skippers with a drive right on goal. A chance for Harris there. Harris was the second assister on the first Minnetonka goal. And sent in. Just goes wide of the net here. Tipped in front on a shot off from Conan. (11-3) shots on goal. Minnetonka in that advantage. Well, it's controlled by the Skippers. Up front is Harris. Harris kind of ridden off the puck there. Harris and Quinn. Quinn picks it up here. Quinn behind the net now, wheeling around. Quinn throws it towards the net. As Trombley gets it out here. Vekic to Trombley. Over to Vekic through center. Driving into the Skipper's zone. And it's brought through center ice as the Skippers bring it in. Kiffin sends it in the corner. Knocked in by Newhouse. And now this is Miller behind the net here. Miller gets it to Jernander. Jernander over to Trombley. Trombley through center. Trombley knocking it in. Trombley loose puck. Trying to get to that puck as Vekic was helping out as well. And Miller keeps it in for the Raiders. Yeah, it's now coming through center as Miller tips it back in. And Irene out to get it. And we get a whistle. And a face-off coming up here in the Raiders zone. .5:21 to play here in period number 1. Skippers had a 1-0 lead on the goal from Bear. Bear now with it. Sends it in as Trebojevic picks it up. Skippers get it back here. And this gets blocked down by Jorgensen here. Nice defensive block. Skippers come through center as Henry with a drive right on. As the Skippers will recover this at center ice. And back into the Raiders, back into the Skipper zone. As Miller tries to get it out here. Jorgensen. And sent in by Carlson. Raiders will change lines here. Miller and out to center. Donahue back to get it behind his net. get a whistle and an icing there on the skippers. Face-off is coming to the right of Irene here. Trombley out to take it, along with Harris. Harris wins the draw. As Trombley intercepts. Trombley with a drive right on! And a great chance for Ben Trombley there. As Irene makes that save. Good save on Trombley on that wrister. Newhouse and Trombley to take the draw here. And Newhouse wins the draw here. As Miller sends it in. Nice shot on. And another save by Irene. Raiders putting on some pressure here as of late in this period. Need to get a goal here to tie the game at 1 apiece here. Be nice to get one here late in the period. Before the intermission break, Newhouse and Trombley. As Newhouse gets tossed out. And now Miller sends it ahead as Newhouse comes through center ice. Newhouse gets it over to Lagerback. Lagerback sends it right on and Logan Wright and tips it out of play. Lagerback and Trombley taking the draw here. Trombley's going to get tossed out. Vekic will come in. Vekic wins the draw there. It's controlled. And behind the net is Newhouse now. Newhouse trying to center it. Newhouse working behind the net here. Gets it back to the point to Zetzloff. Sends it over from Kiffin with a loose puck in front. As Newhouse had a chance there. And the Raiders are going to get a penalty. First power play of the game. Coming up, no, I'm sorry. It's going to be Minnetonka going off here. Newhouse is going off with the interference call. Goalie Irene came out, made the indication like he was going towards the bench, but Blake, big opportunity for the Raiders here on the power play.
Yep, big chance for them. They're only down by 1, so if they can get one here on the power play, they would most likely go into the second period tied with the Skippers, which would be a big win for Greenway here. And
Miller is Jernander takes that draw on this power play here. And back behind the net was Zitzloff and sends it out here as Trebojevic back to retrieve. 2:52 left here in our first period of play. Minnetonka has the 1-0 lead as Miller comes through center ice. Miller working it into the corner. Vekic trying to get to that loose puck and sent out by the Skippers. Conan sent it the length of the ice here. Skipper's doing a good job on this penalty kill here. Here's Trombley and Vekic sends it in. Back to get his bear. Trebojevic trying to hold the line, try to keep it in. Sent out 1:05 left here on this power play for the Raiders. First of the game. Miller gets it to Trebojevic. Trebojevic sends it back in. Irene tips it around. Out to center, Miller's got it. Miller over to Trebojevic. Back over to Miller. Miller behind the net to Trebojevic. And taken away by Henry. Henry working in there shorthanded. As Trombley will bring it out. Trombley makes a move through center. Trombley's got it in. Trombley makes a move around it. He shoots. Shot right on. Nice chance for Trombley. Another great save by Irene on a point-blank shot out front. Here's Jernander. And we get a whistle on the hand pass. So Blake, good chance for the Raiders there with Trombley skating in on the goaltender.
Yeah, that was a nice move by Trombley, but Irene was there for the save for Minnetonka, but yeah, Trombley just about tied it up here.
So we got 1:17 left here in period number 1. 12 seconds left on the power play for the Raiders. And Donahue has it. Donahue skating behind the net. Gets it over to Jorgensen. Jorgensen tips it ahead. And now the Skippers getting it back here as Quinn drives it in. Donahue knocks it out again. Back to get his bear. Sends it over to Miller. Miller brings it in for the Skippers. Miller with a drive right on goal. And knocked out a play off a right stick. Less than a minute ago here in Coleraine. Skippers 1, Raiders 0. Harris out to take the draw against Trombley. Harris has got it now as Jernander wins the draw. Jernander steals that puck and moves it through center ice here. Sent in. As Vekic in there to help out Miller back on the line. On the point! Shoots right on. Trombley was out front. Couldn't get to that rebound. Great opportunity again for the Raiders. And now sent out here is Trombley. Carry it through center. And the Skippers send it back out. As Coopers knocks it in at the end of the period here. So just one goal in our hockey game, and that belonged to the Minnetonka Skippers. And Blake is going to have your first period scoring summary right now.
So after one period of play here in Coleraine, it's Minnetonka 1, Greenway 0, and scoring the goal for Minnetonka was number 24, Nick Bear. Assist went to number 7, Jack Quinn, and number 9, Graham Harris. So that's all from the first period. Shots on goal, Minnetonka leads in that category 13-7. So I think Greenway is playing a pretty good game here so far. They're down 1-0, but they're hanging in here, and now they have a long break, resurface, and they've had a lot of chances too as well.
Yeah, certainly at the end of the period, the Raiders putting on some pressure, had some chances down low. They're hanging with this Minnetonka team, and we'll see what happens now. Period 2 coming up for the Raiders. Get some rest now here and we'll see what happens here in period number 2.
Yeah, and they're obviously going to be tired, but these intermission breaks are going to help them out a lot. They're going to help their top 2 lines stay energized in this game. So a reminder, bringing you this game today and games all season here on Up North Hockey. Minnesota Twist Royal, a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey. They wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. And the Rick Sports Grill in Evelyn offers casual family dining in a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu. The rink offers 8 large screen TVs and 2 projection screens, so you never have to miss a minute of the game. The Rick Sports Grill offers large and small group seating with meeting areas available. Full menu, limited menu, or buffet, we can cater your event, party, or meeting. The Rink Sports Grill at 301 Hatchard Avenue in Evelyn, Minnesota. Check them out today. We thank our 2 sponsors, Minnesota Twist Drill and the Rink Sports Grill. So we have a good hockey game here. After one period, it's only 1-0 Minnetonka, and Greenway's had a lot of chances, and I would expect them to keep up that pressure here in the second period. So we'll be back for second period action coming up. Once again, Skippers 1, Raiders 0. We'll be back from Coleraine coming up momentarily. The teams have taken the ice here for the second period here at Hodgkins Berardo Arena in Coleraine, where the Minnetonka Skippers lead the Greenway Raiders 1-0. Reminder, today's game is presented by Minnesota Twist Drill, a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey. They wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. And the Riggs Sports Grill in Eveleth offers casual family dining in a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu. The Riggs Sports Grill offers 8 large-screen TVs and 2 projection screens, so you never have to miss a minute of the game. The Riggs Sports Grill offers large and small group seating with meeting areas available. Full menu, limited menu, or buffet, they can cater your event, party, or meeting. That's the Riggs Sports Grill at 301 Hattrick Avenue in Eveleth, Minnesota. Check them out today. So here's Randy with your second period play-by-play call between Minnetonka and Greenway.
Thank you, Blake, and we're ready to go here with period number 2. Moments away here. Strombley will take the draw against Newhouse. And loose puck. Controlled. Here's Newhouse, brings it in. Newhouse wheeling around here, gets it to Lagerbach. Lagerbach brings it in. Shot right on Newhouse. Rebound. Oh, there's a good chance in front by Worms. 3 great chances for the Skippers right off the bat. Logan Wright swaps it in the corner. As coming through center is Vekic. Loses the puck, is sent in by Worms here, but Strombley picks it up here. Donahue now with it. Donahue wheeling it back in his zone. And dropped off his Lagerbach, fires it in for the Skippers. Just underway here, second period. Raiders trailing 1-0 against Minnetonka. Lagerbach in the corner. Lagerbach out to the point. And shot in. As Trombley in offside there. And out to take the draw is Carlson against Lacombe. Lacombe wins that draw. And back to Miller. As the Raiders come back in as Carlson. Out to center now here. Jorgensen with it. Gets it over to Trebojevic. He sends it in. Behind is Irene back to retrieve it. Trebojevic with a shot right on. Nice chance for Trebojevic. He had Davidson in front of the net, creating a little screen play there. Harris is going to take the draw for the Skippers against Carlson. And picked up by the Conan. Sent out to center here now. Intercept Jorgensen, knocks it back in. Anderson sends it out here. Gets it over to Quinn. Quinn on the other side. And a shot right on from Brink there. Nice little wrister from Brink. Ken, we thank you followers to following us here and watching this afternoon's game. Newhouse to take the draw against Jernander. And Newhouse is going to get tossed out as Lagerbach will come in. Lagerbach is... Puck comes out to center as Kiffin knocks it in as Lagerbach chases. Behind as Miller is back there. Miller now with it to Jernander. Tips around the net. As in that far corner, and now sent in by the Zitzloff. Back on a drive the other way, Kiffin, and puck out of play here. Face-off is going to come to the left of Logan Wright here. As the Raiders making changes. Henry taking the draw for the Skippers here. And Miller chasing behind the back of the net here. Pick up by the Skippers here. Get written off the play. As Henry was knocked down there. And the Raiders are going to get another penalty here.
I see we have a lot of people watching our stream today, and we want to know where you're watching from. So let us know where you're watching from, and we'll give you a shout out here on our stream.
Yeah, certainly the live link. Click on that to live chat and just send us a message, especially if you're watching from far away. We'd be interesting to see. If you're close, local, that's fine too. So we'll try to give you a shout out here as the game progresses. And the Skippers control here on this power play here as Newhouse with it. Sends it over to Miller, back to Newhouse. Newhouse back over to the other side to Lagerback. Back to Miller, to Lagerback. Lagerback wheels around. And now it is brought out to center here. Back to get his Newhouse, sends it into Lagerback. Lagerback making a move here to the net. Gets blocked down by Trebojevic. Nice defensive play there. Streeter now with it. Gets it to Newhouse. Lacombe to Newhouse. Newhouse with it. Wheels around. Centers it out front for Lacombe. He buries it. Power play goal for the Skippers. Braden Lacombe with a goal for the Skippers here to make it 2-0.
Alyssa's watching from her house in Coleraine, right here in Coleraine.
Yeah, if you can't make it here because of the snow or whatever reason, watching local, thank you for joining us, Alyssa. And now sent in by the Skippers here is Jorgensen. And sent back in by Kiffin. On the other side of Zitzloff sends it in on Logan Wright. And making a save there.
Today's game is presented by Minnesota Twist Drill. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey, and they wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun.
Shout out to Chris Gager, watching from Seattle, Washington. Cameron Lance, former Raiders player, watching from St. Cloud with the Granite City Boys. Cam, thanks for joining us. Of course, Cam Lance was an instrumental part of that Raiders team last year, making the all-tournament team, which was very deservedly done here for Cam. And Miller now with it, Zitzloff send it out to center and dumped in by Davidson. Behind the net, as Jernander trying to chase in there for it. Out to center, come through is the Skippers. And back in the... Loose picked up by Jernander. Jernander here's it to Trombley. To Vekic in. Vekic kind of make a move to the net here. Miller with a drive on. Trombley couldn't get to that loose puck here. Great opportunity for the Raiders. Trying to get it over to Miller. And dumped out by Streeter, dumps it out here. But Trombley comes back with it. Trombley making a move. Shot right on. Great chance for Ben Trombley there to get the Raiders on the board here.
Today's game is presented by the Rink Sports Grill in Eveleth. The Rink offers casual family dining and a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their specials or your favorites from the menu. That's the Rink Sports Grill in Eveleth.
Jernander out to take the draw against Newhouse. Basil Zelke. Welcome to the broadcast. Watching from Bemidji. Or Basil, I'm sorry. Basil. What am I saying? Basil. Basil. I know that. Mandy Kay watching from Zimmerman. Cheering on her number 22, her nephew, Dakota Thonis. And Jernander out to take the draw against Newhouse. Jernander wins that draw here. Trombley back to Miller. Miller sends it in the corner. Miller controls at the back of the point to Trombley. Back to Miller now. Miller with a drive on. Vekic was out front. And quickly dumped out of there by Bear. Nice heads-up play there. As the Raiders put on pressure there. Miller now with it. Miller brings it through center, trying to get up to Jernander, who's skating in high. And Jernander behind the net now. Jernander over to Vekic. And dumped out, but not out as Trebojevic keeps it in. Comes out to center as Trombley gets it over to Trebojevic. And out to center here is Trombley. Trombley skating in. Trombley driving to the net. Gets written off the play. Nice chance for Trombley there. As Miller has it to Trombley. Back to Miller. Miller with a drive on. Goes wide of the net. It's tipped away there defensively by Miller. Here's Miller with a drive on again. Goes over the top of the net. Vekic gets it behind the net here, up against the mesh, and pulls it back down. Vekic now with it to Trebojevic, to Jernander. Trombley now with it. Back to Jernander. Trombley making a move. Trombley drives to the net. He gets written off the play by 20 Worms and slips out, and Worms brings it through center here. Trombley now driving back in. Trombley trying to get it over to Jernander. As Bear back to send it out here. Gets it up to Henry. Both teams are at full strength here. As Donahue gets it over to Carlson. Back to the point. And Donahue, it's a shot on here. Great chance for the Raiders here by Davidson. Jorgensen now with it. And out through center as the skipper sent it right on Logan Wright here. Back to get it is Donahue. Donahue gets it up front to Davidson. Davidson controls. Yeah, it's picked up now by Jorgensen, who drives it in. 21-11 shots on goal in favor of the Skippers. 8:55 left here in our period number 2. 2-0 Minnetonka. Trebojevic touches, and there's going to be a penalty coming up here against the Raiders.
Also watching is Adam F. He's fishing up on Upper Red Lake, and he's from Marble, Minnesota, and he's joining us on our stream. So thank you, Adam, for joining us. And one more, Taylor Lance up in Anchorage, Alaska. Of course, Taylor's a Greenway hockey alum, and now he's playing for the University of Alaska Anchorage D1 college hockey.
Yeah, thank you again for joining us, Taylor, all the way from Anchorage, Alaska. That's really cool, and out ice fishing, that's cool too as well. And sent out by the Raiders, and not completely out. So we're going to get a whistle and face off to Logan Wright's left here. Zitzlov now with it. Zitzlov sends it in here, trying to get it into Harris. Harris now behind the net with it. Harris wheels it out. Here's Vekic intercepts. Here's Trombley coming through center. turned back the other way. There's the Skippers, and they're in an offside.
Carrie Ann Mortensen from Cohasset, Minnesota is watching, and she's a big fan of Up North hockey. So thank you for watching, Carrie Ann, and we hope you're enjoying the game so far here today.
Yeah, Carrie Ann was on our broadcast yesterday watching today as well, so thank you. Jernander about to take the draw against Lacombe. Lacombe wins the draw, and Miller gets it ahead to Lagerbach. Lagerbach bringing in for the Skippers. Back to Miller. In the corner, now picked up by Newhouse. Newhouse with it. Newhouse sends it back to Miller. Back to Newhouse. Trying to work it in here on this power play here. Newhouse with it. Now gets it over to Lagerbach. Lagerbach to Miller. To Lagerbach. Over to Newhouse. Newhouse with it now. And there's a shot right on. Off the Streeter stick there. Logan Wright with another big save there for the Raiders. Jamie and Michelle Trombley watching their nephew, Ben. They're from Jesse Lake. They say go Raiders. And out to center as Lagerbach gets it here. Lagerbach coming through center ice. Gets back to Newhouse. Newhouse with it. Driving in here, Newhouse. And back on the point to Miller. Miller sends it in here. Blocked down by Vekic, and he gets it out here. 22 seconds left on that power play for the Skippers here. 7:06 left here in period number 2. 2-0 our score. Skippers lead the Raiders. Lagerbach trying to get it over here. Miller makes a nice play. Knocks it down. Picked up now by Lacombe. Drives out front as a shot goes wide by Streeter. Lacombe with it. Raiders are back to full strength here. As Vekic comes out with it now. And back to get the puck is Miller. Miller wheels it around. On the other side gets it over to Donahue. And the drive right in. Shot on goal by Kiffin. Just goes wide of the net here. On a nice slap shot there. And a whisk hand pass, and it's going to come out of the zone here. .6:13 left here, 2-0 Minnetonka over the hometown Greenway Raiders. And Carlson. And out to center. And sent in as a shot goes over the top of the net was by Coopers. Coming through center, his Thonis drives it in for the Raiders. Picked up by Carlson. Thonis now controlling in the corner. Thonis sends it out front. Chance back on the other side for Jorgensen, sends it in the corner. Out to center now, comes through as Coopers. Coopers moves it in. Shot right on, right there. And Zitzloff leaves it out. As trying to get the puck was Quinn. Quinn now with it behind the net. And sent in by Kiffin. Kiffin now with it. Kiffin with a drive right on goal. Save Logan Wright. And a wraparound, quick wraparound by the Skippers. On Joey Brink making that play there.
A reminder, today's game is presented by Minnesota Twist Grill in Hibbing and our Rink Sports Grill in Eveleth.
And sent in. Loose puck. As a shot was sent in there by Anderson on Logan Wright, and he decides to cover that one up. Good play by Logan there. And Brink is going to take the draw for the Skippers here. Brink wins the draw, and Harris controls. Harris back to the points to Conan. Conan pressured on the play there. And Donahue back to Trombley. Now Trombley has it. Gets it out to Jernander. Jernander comes through center. Jernander has Vekic with it. Jernander takes a shot, goes wide of the net here. Picked up now by the Skippers and brought in by Harris. Harris now sends it over to the other side. And now Donahue back to get it. Donahue sends it over to Trombley. Tips it out. Lagerback trying to hold it in there. Jernander gets it out to center. And now Newhouse driving in. Newhouse by himself. And Newhouse gets it over to Lagerback. Couldn't get the shot off. Newhouse to Lagerback. Lagerback to Newhouse with a drive right on. Shoots, he scores! That is Lagerback is going to get that one. As loose puck out in front of Logan Wright, and he was able to bury that. So Minnetonka going up 3-0 here, Blake.
Yeah, huge goal here for Minnetonka. If Greenway could have got out of this period only down by 2 goals, it would have maybe been reachable in the third period. But with that third goal here, it's going to be tough to come out of this hole for the Raiders.
So shout out to Ken Niven. He says, "Go Raiders." He's watching from Cloquet. Thanks for watching, Ken. Of course, Ken doing a video production in Cloquet for the Cloquet Youth Hockey Association. He works hard all year long to do it for the kids there. And thank you for your dedication, Ken, to the Cloquet Area Hockey Association high school teams and youth teams there in Cloquet. And now sent right in. Nice shot there by Miller, a little wrister. And Logan Wright covers that one up here. 3:16 left here in period number 2. 29-12 shots on goal. And the Skipper is holding that 3-0 lead. Out to take the draw is Harris against Jernander. Harris now wins the draw, and Brink sends it back out here as Trombley comes through center as the Vekic gets it in. Vekic breaking in. Vekic tips it over the top of the net. Great chance for the Raiders there. Trombley now keeping control, but stolen away here. Here comes back the other way is Brink with it. Brink trying to get it over to Harris. And puck goes over the net and out of play here. Madeline Anderson, she's decorating for Christmas and she's watching the game. She says, "Go Raiders." And now it is bounced in behind the net here. As Miller brings it out here to Trombley. Trombley working through center. Trombley has it to Miller. Trombley now with it. As Vekic tries to get to it, and the Skippers drive it back in here. As Trombley's going to get that, does Lager back in there to pressure to Donahue. Donahue now with it. Donahue wheeling around. Lagerback sends a shot. Loose puck in front. And trying to knock at it was... In front was Joey Brink. So opportunity for Joey Brink to get a goal here in the game today. Lager back win that draw, and Lagerback now with it in the corner. Lagerback as he pressured by Carlson. Lagerback gets it back for the point and sent in by Bear, and shot in by the Skippers. Miller. Trebojevic gets ahead to Thonis. Thonis coming through center ice. He loses, but picked up by Carlson now. Carlson gets back to Trebojevic, who sends it out. And Bear as intercepted now by Davidson, and back the other way is Lagerback. Lagerback coming back in. Lagerback makes a move. Lagerback drives to the goal. Nice save for Logan Wright there. Lagerback sent a little backhander in. And Trombley out to take the draw against Lacombe. And Lacombe wins the draw. Back to Zitzloff, who puts a shot right on. As right in there was Henry as well. Trombley now. And Lacombe. Won the draw as the sent into the corner by Lacombe. And Kiffin pinching in there, and Lacombe now with it. Back to Kiffin, drives, goes wide of the net here. Less than a minute remaining in second period here. And there is behind the net Streeter. Streeter drives it as the Raiders deflect and get out. Now picked up by Henry. Henry gets it over to Lacombe, puts a shot right on.
I think Greenway is starting to get pretty tired here. The shots are adding up for Minnetonka. They lead in that category, 36-12. And Logan Wright's done all he can in net, despite letting up 3 goals.
Yeah, making some key saves here in this first and second period. Raiders going to get a break here. That's what they need here. Ready to get refueled and ready for third period action here. As back to get it is Miller now. Miller gets it over to Bear. Sends it out as Brink gets back in or to help out. And Jorgensen keeps it in. And now Brink is coming out with it. Brink on the other side. Back to... Jorgensen, nice defensive play. Knocks out that... Pulls out that passing lane in front. And fired out by the Raiders here. And we're going to get a whistle. 0.3 seconds left here, so one more face-off left here in period number 2 coming up here. And that'll be to the left of Logan Wright here. And that's the end of period number 2. And Blake will have our scoring summary here after period number 2.
Okay, so here in the second period, Minnetonka added 2 more goals. At the 3:30 mark of the second period, Braden Lacombe scored on the power play, assist to Hunter Newhouse and James Miller, and Minnetonka took a 2-0 lead there. Then at the 13-minute mark of the second period, Minnetonka took a 3-goal lead. That goal was scored by Teddy Lagerback, assist to number 24, Nick Bear, and number 10, Hunter Newhouse. So after 2 periods of play here from the Snake Pit here in Coleraine, it's Minnetonka 3, Greenway 0. A quick word from our sponsors, Minnesota Twist Trail, a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey. They wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. and the Rig Sports Grill in Eveleth offers casual family dining in a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu. The Rig Sports Grill offers 8 large-screen TVs and 2 projection screens, so you never have to miss a minute of the game. The Rig Sports Grill offers large and small group seating with meeting areas available. Full menu, limited menu, or buffet, they can cater your event, party, or meeting. The Rig Sports Grill at 301 Hattrick Avenue in Eveleth, Minnesota. Check them out today. So we have the third period coming up here after a quick resurface. Minnetonka leads 3-0. We'll see if Greenway can fuel a comeback here after a rest. So we'll be back for third period action from Coleraine coming up here on Up North Hockey. Welcome back, everyone. We just had Chuck-a-Puck here, and it's just concluding, and the teams will be coming back on the ice here momentarily. A couple other scores around high school hockey. Roseau defeated Centennial 3-1. Roseau off to a pretty good start to their season. They had a close game with Maple Grove, who's looking like a solid team this year, and they lost that game in overtime. Wayzata defeated Duluth East 3-1 down at the Heritage Center in Duluth. A couple other scores here. Delano defeated Breck 4-1. Orono over Minneapolis 6-3. Little Falls over Crookston 7-3. And St. Paul Johnson and Thief River Falls, the Governors win that game 3-0. And right here, it's 3-0 between Minnetonka and Greenway as the Minnetonka Skippers take the ice. And here's a word from our sponsors. Minnesota Twist Drill, a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey. They wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. And the Rick Sports Grill in Evelyn offers casual family dining in a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu. The Rick Sports Grill offers 8 large-screen TVs and 2 projection screens, so you never have to miss a minute of the game. The Rick Sports Grill at 301 Hattrick Avenue in Evelyn, Minnesota. Check them out today. So we thank our 2 sponsors, Minnesota Twist Drill and the Rink Sports Grill, for their support here on Up North Hockey. And we are just about ready here for third period action between Minnetonka and Greenway. Both teams are on the ice, and Minnetonka is looking to fuel a comeback where they trail 3-0. Here's Randy with the third period play-by-play call between the Skippers and Raiders.
And a couple more shout-outs. Got a couple more shout-outs here to give. Betty Trombley, she is watching her great-grandson Ben Trombley playing for the Raiders, of course. Thanks for watching, Betty. And Kelly Lawson, the mother of Raiders great alum Dante Lawson. She's watching today. She thanks Randy and Blake and myself and they appreciates the coverage. Thanks for watching, Kelly. And also Scott Kiffin. Uncle Scott is watching nephew Duke from Denver, and he says go Tonka. So thanks for watching, everybody here today. Thanks again for everybody weighing in and letting us know where you're watching from. We're underway with third period action here. As loose puck and picked up here by Newhouse now. Newhouse wheels it in. Gets it over to Lagerback. Lagerback bringing it back in here as he's trying to rid off the play by Donahue. Now Jernander. Jernander has it to Trombley. Back up to Vekic. She comes through center ice. Loose puck picked up is Donahue. Knocks it back in. Donahue back into the skipper zone. Back to get his Kiffin behind the net here. And up to Donahue on the point. Donahue drives in here. Trombley can't blocks that shot down here as Vekic gets knocked down here, and a power play coming up here for the Raiders. So great chance for the Raiders here early in this third period here on this power play.
Yep, they got to score one right away here on this power play if they want to get back in this game.
Out to take the draw for the Raiders is Jernander against Lacombe. Lacombe wins that draw here, and back is Zitzloff. Zitzloff sends it the length of the ice here as Logan Wright knocks it in the corner. And Trebojevic here now with it. Trebojevic behind the net. Sends it up to Miller. Miller across to Vekic. Intercepted by Lacombe. He sends it back in for the Skippers here. Trebojevic gets it up to Trombley. Trombley through center ice, crosses. Trombley in, tries to make a move around. Vekic with that loose puck. Gets blocked down. And back now is Trebojevic trying to hold it in here as Miller retrieves it. Miller gets it to Trombley. Trombley skating through center, gets it over to Jernander with a drive right on. No rebound given up by Irene there. And a shot right on. And Trombley wins the route back to Trebojevic. Over to Miller. Miller with a drive on goal. Kicked out. And Trombley knocks it in the corner here. Anderson knocks it around out to center. And through back behind. Logan Wright picks it up. Trebojevic now. Gets it to Miller. Miller brings it through center ice. Miller driving into the skipper's zone. And pick up the Vekic, back to Trombley, to Miller, to Jernander, back to Trombley. Trombley with a drive right on. Saved by Irene there. Trombley, back to Miller, over to Trebojevic. Trebojevic gets blocked down by Anderson there. And comes out into the Raiders zone, is back to get it. There's Trebojevic, gets it up to Trombley. Trombley through center. Trombley skating it in, loses an edge. As Jernander knocks it in, and the Skippers are back to return to full strength here. And now the Raiders control is Carlson. Carlson trying to get to it, and back the other way is Newhouse. Lagerback picks it up here. Jorgensen gets it over to Donahue. And Lagerback in there. Loose puck. Picked up by Lagerback. Lagerback has it. Lagerback pressured by Carlson. Lagerback gets it over to Morgan. Lagerback now here. Morgan trying to get to that loose puck here. As Jorgensen in there to help out. Lagerback here with it. Lagerback drives to the front. Oh, loose puck out. Nice chance for Zitzloff there. Raiders get it out here. Yeah, sent back in here is Trebojevic now here. 13-12 left here. Period number 3. 3-0 Minnetonka. Thonis. As Carl Miller comes through. Miller through the zone. Miller with a shot. He scores! Christian Miller puts the Raiders on board here. And that's a huge goal, Blake, for the Raiders.
Yeah, huge goal there for Christian Miller. Now they're only down by 2. Still a lot of time left, about 13 minutes remaining here in the third period. We'll see if the Raiders can come back in this game, still down by 2 goals, but it's it's definitely reachable for them.
So Christian Miller puts the Raiders on the board here, first goal of the game. And back the other way, here is Vekic here, as he's in offside. The assist on that goal, on Miller's goal. First assist going to Nick Miskovich and Coleman Grosson. And he drops it out here as drives in for the Skippers here. It's Trombley.
Today's game is presented by Minnesota Twist Drill. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey, and they wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun.
And Jorgensen sends it ahead to Carlson. Carlson moving it in here. Carlson driving towards the net. Loose puck. And now it's picked up by... On the other side is Miskovich getting in there. Here's Trebojevic. Trebojevic sends it out to center here. The Skippers recover. As brought back in here by Harris, sends it into the corner. Jorgensen fires around the side here. Picked up by Trebojevic there. Now gets ridden off the play. No call on the play there. As Trebojevic trying to... And now Quinn takes a shot, goes right on. Nice little wrister from Quinn there. 37-19 shots on goal here. 38-19. Minnetonka with a 3-1 lead here. 11:24 left here in period number 3. Lager back out to take the draw against Trombley. As Donahue has it out to center, trying to get it to Vekic here. And tipped in by Thonis. Back retrieving back the other way comes the Kiffin. Into the skipper's zone as Newhouse controls it. Newhouse wheeling around. Newhouse along with Worms in there. And Lagerback has it taken away by Trombley. And now Lagerback. And in there, there's a chance here for skating in was Zitzloff from the defensive point here. Shot goes over the top of the net. Now to play for Newhouse there.
Today's game is presented by the Rink Sports Grill in Eveleth. They offer casual family dining and a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu. That's the Rink Sports Grill at 301 Hattrick Avenue in Eveleth, Minnesota. Check them out today.
And back. And sent in by Miller as Trebojevic knocks it out here. Miller. Back in the corner is Trebojevic. Gets it to it. And Henry. As brought out by Davidson, or Jorgensen, gets it to Jernander. Back behind the net is Grossong. And the Skippers come back the other way is Streeter. Streeter loses it, dumped into by Jorgensen here. Miller back to get it. Miller down behind the net. Miller brings it ahead as Donahue knocks him off the play. And Henry driving in here is the other with Brink, Joey Brink on the other side here. Driving in is Quinn. And fired the length of the ice here. And a whistle and an icing coming up here. So 9:28 left here in period number 3. The Raiders trailing the Skippers 3-1. Raiders got to get another goal here and just trail by 1 here. Here's Trombley taking the draw against Harris. Harris wins the draw, or Trombley won that draw here to Miller. And now Trombley behind his own net here. Trombley gets it to Vekic. Vekic through center. Vekic brings it in. He gets ridden off the play. And Trombley controls behind the net. Now Trombley making a play back there. As Thonis on there to help out for the Raiders there, and comes through center ice is Lagerback. Lagerback driving in. Lagerback. Little backhander off the stick of Harris there in the corner. And back to get it is Trombley now. Trombley with it. Out to the point and shot right in by Zitzloff there. And Harris makes a move. Harris out front to the net. He's on his knees, still making shots here. Lagerback gets that loose puck, shot into the corner, and Logan Wright kind of got a piece of that one. As sent out here is Trombley now through center ice. Trombley driving in with a shot right on. Goes into the corner. Trombley with it here, and we're going to get a penalty called against the Raiders coming up here. Behind that is Newhouse now here with the extra attacker on for the Skippers here. Newhouse brings it through center. Newhouse driving in. Newhouse behind the net, and he gets it over on the side to Streeter. Streeter to Newhouse. Newhouse to Streeter. Back to the point to Anderson. On the other side to Conan. Back to Lagerback. And the Raiders touch there, and a tripping penalty is going to be assessed to the Raiders here.
Terry Smith from Ely's watching the game, and he says, "Go Raiders."
So we have people from all over the United States watching the game. Colorado, Anchorage, Alaska, St. Cloud, just to name a few places. And it is controlled by Miller here. Gets it over to Lagerback. Takes a shot right on. Logan Wright with a stick save there into the corner. Lagerback now with it. Lagerback to Miller to Lagerback. Lagerback drive right on. Save Logan. And out to center now comes as Miller's going to retrieve it here. As goaltender Irene gives it to him here. And sent back in by the Skippers here as Irene will get it. Trombley in there to try to put some pressure on Miller as he brings out the puck. Miller now with it. Gets it over to Newhouse. Newhouse out to Streeter. Streeter brings it offside. 7:01 left here in period number 3. Raiders trailing 3-1 to the Skippers here. Trombley is going to take the draw here against Harris. Trombley wins the draw here. And Donahue sends it out here. And brought in by Henry. Henry dumps it over. Back on the other side to Kiffin. Drives it. Wide the net. Kiffin now with it. Q to Brink. Back on the point to Zitzloff. Zitzloff with it. Sends it in. Scores! Zitzloff. Upper shelf. Right when the Raiders got within 2, the Zitzloff comes back and gets a goal there. You're tough one to give up there, Blake.
Well, it didn't help Greenway that they took that penalty there, obviously. And Minnetonka took advantage of this power play, and now they regain that 3-goal lead here with 6:30 remaining in the third period.
And Zitzloff and Henry on the assist on that goal. As Donahue knocks it in here. Vekic picked up by Newhouse. Newhouse trying to get to that loose puck here. Lagerback. Lagerback now driving towards the net. Lagerback puts a shot over the top of the net there. Lacombe out to take the draw against Carlson. And driving in was Streeter. He gets ridden off the play here. And now Streeter brings it at center ice. Streeter back in here. Streeter behind the net. Streeter now still with it. Gets it over to Lacombe. Lacombe to Streeter. As taken away here by Carlson, brings it out here. Here's Jernander at center. Jernander drives it in, and it's offside.
Today's game is presented by Minnesota Twist Grill in Hibbing and the Rink Sports Grill in Eveleth.
Again, thank you for our season-long sponsors, Minnesota Twist Grill and the Rink Sports Grill in Eveleth. And now it is at center, as knocked in by Morkin. Has a shot right on from Quinn there. 5:22 left here, period 3. Trebojevic to take the draw against Morkin. It's going to be Trombley and Morkin on the draw here. Trebojevic now with it. Trebojevic trying to get over to Vekic here. Sent out, picked up by Quinn. Quinn with a drive right on. Nice little shot from Quinn there. As Trombley about to take the draw against Newhouse. Newhouse to Lagerback with a drive. Goes wide of the net here. And tipped over to Trombley. Trombley brings it in here. Trombley trying to get it over to Vekic. Vekic has it. Back to Miller on the point. Sends it up to Trombley. Intercepted by Lagerback. Brings it out through center. Lagerback driving it in here. Lagerback is taken off the play. As Worms had it here. Back on the point. And back the other way is Stonis. Trombley now bringing it back in here for the Raiders. And now loose puck picked up by Lagerback. Lagerback over to trying to get over to Lacombe. Lacombe with a shot right on. Logan Wright's going to make that save here. And 4:18 our time left in period 3. 4-1 Skippers over the Raiders. Lacombe to take the draw against Carlson. And Trebojevic controls, sends it into the corner here. As dumped back in by Zitzlaf. Sent around by Jorgensen. And Jernander through center. Jernander backs it in here as the Skippers control. And Skippers get it out here as Henry brings it in. Henry gets it over to Streeter, who can't get the shot off here. Lacombe, shot right out front by Henry, and he scores. So Nick Henry with his first goal of the game. And assist Lacombe and Streeter on that Minnetonka 5th goal here. Irene back behind the net to play it. And well, the Skippers come through center ice. Yeah, it's brought in by Quinn here. Quinn driving in here. Quinn gets it to Harris. Back to Quinn, he scores! Quinn buries another goal for the Skippers. His first of the game. And now the Raiders bring it back in. Shot into the corner, pick up by Vekic here, trying to get that loose puck in the corner. Trombley in there to help out. And the Skippers come out with it, but we're going to get a whistle and a penalty coming up here. High sticking penalty is being called. All right. Got a time. Again, we want to thank our sponsors here for their season-long commitment, Minnesota Twist Grill and the Rink Sports Grill in Eveleth on Hattrick Avenue. Great place to watch a game from if you're ever over in Eveleth. The Rink Sports Grill, they've got two larger screen TVs. Great place to watch a game, whether it's hockey or football or whatever sport you like to watch. Great hospitality there in the rink. Great place for before or after game meal or appetizer off their large, wide variety menu there. And there is Miller now here. Miller with it to Trebojevic. Back to Miller. Drives in. Shot right on. We'll do it again here. 2:55 left here. That's a 5-minute major being called against the Skippers here. And Vekic. Trade the draw against Lagerback. And Trebojevic sends in the corner. Jernander behind the net here. Jernander with it now. Trombley to Vekic. Vekic back to Miller. Back to Trebojevic. Trebojevic takes a shot. Oh, Vekic trying to get to that loose puck there. And it comes back the other way is Newhouse. Newhouse with it. Newhouse gets it over to shot right as Bear broke in to make the play there. Up to Trombley. Trombley through center. Trombley in. Shot right on. And Irene with the glove save. 2:14 left here. Period number 3, 6-1. Minnetonka. Trombley wins a draw. Loose hand. Oh, Jernander had a nice little backhand chance, and Irene saved that one. Here's breaking is Donahue. Takes a shot. He scores! Donahue makes it 6-2. No, Vekic is going to get credited with that goal here for the Raiders. Donahue will get an assist on that one. .62 with 2:01 left. So Donahue is going to get credit for that goal. Sister Nander and Trombley on that goal here for the Raiders. And here's Donahue. Back to Miller. Miller with a drive right on. Nice chance. As Vekic behind the net here now is Lacombe. Lacombe with it here. And they're trying to maybe freeze that puck here. As the Raiders get it out here to Miller. To Trebojevic. Trebojevic back to Miller. Over to Trombley. Trombley! Oh, the Raiders putting on some pressure here late in this hockey game. Now it's 6-3. Oh, Blake.
Well, it's too little, too late for the Raiders. I mean, they had a couple here at the end, but they're still down by 3. But if they held them to 3 goals, I mean, it would have been a tie game here. So good ending for the Raiders here going to their next game where they'll face the Duluth-Denfeld Hunters down in Duluth.
Trombley on the goal, and the assist to Miller, and Trebojevic on the second assist. Here's Newhouse out here. Newhouse has had a nice game here for the Skippers as well. He's made a lot of plays. Newhouse now with it. Newhouse trying to get over to Lagerbeck. Intercepted by Trombley here. Less than a minute left here in period number 3. Here comes Donahue back in here. Donahue driving. Loose puck. Trebojevic races over to try to get it here. To Donahue now with it. Donahue gets it to Jernander. Back to Trombley. Newhouse takes it away again. Newhouse back to center. Newhouse working it back in. Newhouse driving. He's going towards the front of the net, trying to get it over to Henry was there. Henry takes a shot, goes over the top of the net as Logan Wright gets a piece of that one. 11 seconds left here in our hockey game. As Trombley will control behind the net now. Trombley sends it up to Jernander. And Jernander is going to get a shot, goes right on, and Irene gloves it. And that's the end of our hockey game here. The Skippers coming up to the Northland this weekend and get a split as they lost yesterday to the Thunderhawks in overtime 4-3, and they get a 6-3 victory over Greenway here today on their northern road swing. So in just a few moments here, Blake is going to have our scoring summary for period number 3 in our hockey game as well.
So in the third period, we had a very busy third period to end this hockey game. Greenway got on the board at the 4:02 mark of the third period. Christian Miller with the goal, and with the assist is Coleman Groshong. And then Minnetonka got their 3-goal lead right back at the 10:30 mark of the third period. Dylan Zitzloff on the power play, assist to Graham Harris and Nick Henry. Then Minnetonka took a 4-goal lead. Scoring that goal was Nick Henry, assist to Braden Lacombe and Griffin Streeter. Time of that goal was 13:20. And then Minnetonka added another goal to take a 5-goal lead at the 13:40 mark. Jack Quinn with the goal, assist to Graham Harris. And then Greenway ended the game with 2 goals. Scoring the first one was Ty Donahue, assist to Micah Jernander and Ben Trombley. Time of that goal was 14:59. And then scoring the final goal for Greenway was Ben Trombley, assist to Christian Miller and Brock Trebojevic. Time of that goal was 15:45. So final score here from Coleraine. It's the Skippers 6, the Raiders 3. For player of the game, we're going to have to discuss after our broadcast here. Keep an eye on our Twitter and Instagram pages for that. So we had, the difference in this game is obviously the depth on Minnetonka. They play 4 full lines, and they have 3 or 6 defensemen too, and they all play. So, Minnetonka ran Greenway down. A Raiders team that doesn't have a lot of depth, they ran them down, and you could tell Greenway was getting tired as the game progressed. So, a quick shout out to our sponsors before we go here. Minnesota Twist Drill, a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey. They wish best of luck to all players of the season ahead and to have fun. And the Rick's Sports Grill in Evelyn offers casual family dining in a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu. The Rick's Sports Grill offers 8 large screen TVs and 2 projection screens, so you never have to miss a minute of the game. The Rick's Sports Grill offers large and small group seating with meeting areas available. Full menu, limited menu, or buffet, they can cater your event, party, or meeting. The Rick's Sports Grill at 301 Hetrick Avenue in Evelyn, Minnesota. Check them out today. So we thank you for joining us today on the broadcast. For our next broadcast, we're not sure which one we're going to do yet. We're looking at doing a girls hockey matchup on Tuesday night between Grand Rapids Greenway and Evelyn Gilbert over at the IRA Civic Center. But watch our Twitter page and Instagram page for updates on that. Now, a couple other games we're looking at are Duluth Deadfeld and Cloquet-Esco Carleton on Thursday night. Hibbing Chisholm and International Falls Friday. And we haven't decided on Saturday as well. So for Randy, I'm Blake. We thank you for joining our broadcast today. Saying so long from the Snake Pit here in Coleraine. Final score, Minnetonka 6, Greenway 3. Good night, everyone.